We continue in Mark's Gospel into chapter 8, which could be given the title, To See or Not to See. This chapter rotates around the healing of a blind man at Bethsaida. Jesus again, in this occasion, takes this man away from the crowds and heals him with physical touch. The interesting thing here, though, is that it is a two-stage healing. His sight is, first of all, partially restored and then fully restored. And so the healing in itself forms a sort of parable, reflecting the disciples' gradual journey of coming to a slightly greater understanding of who Jesus is. First, when Jesus, having compassion on the crowd, is intent on feeding them, the disciples fail to see beyond the confines of their own experience of the natural world. And that is after them witnessing Jesus perform many miracles, even including the feeding of the 5,000. They still don't get it. They have a partial understanding. Unlike the Pharisees, who are rejecting Jesus and his miracles and who he is altogether, the disciples, on the other hand, just cannot fully see yet. Then, when Jesus teaches them to be aware of the leaven or the yeast of the Pharisees and of Herod, that is, to be aware of their inner evil intent, the disciples are so focused on physical bread that they miss the deeper spiritual relevance of Jesus' words. And then, after the healing of the blind man, Peter confesses Jesus as the Christ, the Messiah. Somehow he's got to this point, and yet they're still a long way off. Their understanding of the Messiah is still of one who will bring political liberation. We know this because Jesus goes on to foretell his death and resurrection, making it quite plain. And Peter proves their spiritual sight is still very much fuzzy when he steps in and rebukes Jesus. Now, all of this culminates in Jesus instructing them and the crowd, and indeed us today, about the true cost of discipleship. Nicky Gumbel, on reflecting on this passage, shares a quote from Jim Carrey, who once said this: "I think everyone should get rich and famous and do everything they dreamed of, so they can see that it is not the answer." I think everyone should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of, so that they can see that it is not the answer. Having all the money in the world is not the answer. Have we seen? Have we seen what, or rather who, is the answer in our lives? How good is your spiritual sight today? May our lives continue to witness to the truth that Jesus is the answer. May our lives continue to reflect him, so that others may see clearly the truth of Jesus, the truth of his good news, the truth of the grace and mercy that he offers, the truth of salvation in his name and life eternal to those who lay down their lives, deny themselves, and follow him. Be blessed. Continue to love one another, reflecting Christ in your lives. Stay safe and keep connected to him. Bye-bye.